to me, hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, like, why don't you do Doris's salad reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because guess what that would clear the way for? For Maria to do the hosting for us. Yeah. So, I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And
all of that.
I'm trying to figure out like how to just,
crazy, bro.
All the success in the world. She covers
cap.
football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy one-time record on diversity, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not gonna find it with me.
Let's just react to that one first, because I have more of the clip. But that was Rachel Nichols speaking on Maria Taylor, because Maria Taylor ended up taking over her hosting job at the NBA Finals last season, and Rachel was not happy about it. Rachel Nichols had ended up having this conversation unaware that a camera was on, so this was a private conversation, but it ended up getting leaked. She didn't turn the camera off, and a couple of people at ESPN ended up getting the video and sending it out to Maria Taylor and other people, and a lot of people in the ESPN ended up finding out about it. And it's crazy because somebody who ended up sending the video to Maria Taylor got fired because of this by ESPN. So ESPN was trying to slide this shit under the rug by firing niggas so it wouldn't leak out, but it still ended up seeing the light of day. But what are you guys' first reactions to what y'all heard from Rachel Nichols? I thought she was good people. Edgar, you already know. I'm talking about Rachel Nichols all the time.
I was going to say, it's kind of a situation where I'm not just going to completely just throw stones at Rachel Nichols, because I understand her viewpoint of it. It's like, damn, like, why it got to be my job? So that's probably what she's thinking. Like, damn, like, everybody in that field of work would love to, host the NBA Finals. Like, you probably get a raise with that. You get more job opportunities after the basketball season is over. Like, you might be able to sign a longer contract with ESPN because of that. So I get the perks of wanting to do that. Plus, if you're a sports fan and that's your favorite sport, of course you will want to be the host of that. So I understand Rachel Nichols' point of view of it, but at the same time, the underlying racism tone that she has of they want her there because they feel the pressure of all that. Well, what's all that? Just say what all that is. Like, we know what you're talking about. Like, the racial pressure of diversifying the workplace, which they should do. And she even said it in a recording. She said ESPN has a shitty track record when it comes to diversity, whether it's with women or with black people or black women, a double minority in that sense. So I understood where she was coming from, but I can't approve of the underlying racism that's there with her being pissed off. And my dad made a good point of this too. He was like, it seems like a lot of these white co-workers that these people have and stuff, it seems like they're all aboard with inclusion and diversity until it's their job. When it's your job, it's like, wait, hold the hell on. Hold on.
Speak on it.
I can't overlook that. I don't think Rachel Nichols is just this completely bad racist or whatever, but that was a moment where I got to side eye her and be like, oh, so when it's your job on the line, it's like, hey, I ain't with all that shit. I understand what y'all want, but I ain't with that shit.
And that's what I had ended up tweeting out about it, because I seen her All the Smoke interview and she was all for preaching about, man, getting more women opportunities, especially in the sports field. There's not a lot of women there. She was just trying to build it up for women in sports. But it's like when somebody can actually improve their status and your job is on the line, now you saying, oh, no, like, I don't want you to take my spot. No, find it somewhere else. It's like, damn, you real hypocritical in that sense. And it's just like, I thought you were all for pushing forward the women in this workplace, but it seems like you're not down for the movement like you say you are. And make it even more known that it's a black woman at that. So obviously niggas gonna look at you crazy, dog. That shit was crazy coming from Rachel Nichols. Would not expect it. She be hanging out with Brian, being all buddy with these superstars, but man, she don't fuck with us at all. See that? If y'all niggas for my job, I'm on your ass.
It's the underlying shit. It's the underlying shit.
Black, bro, how you felt about it?
Real similar to Edgar. I'm not mad at her for feeling the way she felt about the job. Hey, this is my job. If you want to, if y'all have your own situation going on, go ahead and handle that. But don't involve my job in whatever situation that you have. I understand that mentality of it. I don't like how she, like, the racist undertone of it. I don't like how she went about it. Like, if you're gonna go out of your way to speak on all that, then you either need to bring up all of that or don't bring it up at all. You know, you can't say, oh, well, all that, but I'm not going to talk about what all that is. So now that's just, and one of the things I thought was interesting, even I'm sure we'll get to it, is, you know, when she first, you know, her apology, and just the first sentence she said when she was saying, you know, they say in journalism, don't be the story. And so for me, it's kind of like it's funny that you are saying, don't be the story. That's your introduction. And the story, it's not that the story is this big of a deal. I mean, the story itself is not this whole big thing. It's the racist undertone of it that makes you with the side eye, because you are this person that, you know, you were speaking up so much about, you know, all of these other things about Black Lives Matter, about, you know, your other women and uplifting other women.
We thought she was down, bro. We thought she was down. She doing all this shit on the jump. I'm like, okay, Rachel, she know a little something.
Exactly. And like you said, you know, this is your favorite sport. You're around the best basketball players in the world all the time. So, you know, majority of which are African Americans. So being around all of these different types of people, all of these different, you know, men, women of all these different ethnicities and races, and for you to, you know, have it almost seems like blatantly racist for those of us that, you know, that knows. It's like, what do you mean, like, by that? Like, you might not, it seems insensitive that you of all people wouldn't know how this sounds.
Right.
So that's where the biggest problem for me is like, you have to be more aware, and you just have to be better. It's not even, you just have to
But
be
would you
better.
shoot her the bell? But would you shoot her the bell of her not knowing she was being recorded?
No, not at all. Because what you said is how you felt. You know what I mean? Like,
because like I said, like I totally understand Rachel Nichols' point of view on just purely the job aspect of, this is my job. I'm good at it. I've been waiting to host the finals, and damn, my job got given away. I totally understand the frustration with that, but like Black said, siding with me on that, it's just the racist undertone of the reasoning behind you being upset about that. If Rachel Nichols was just upset that her job got given to someone else, it wouldn't have been that big of a story. But it's the racial undertone.
It's the fact that she said she got. It was the fact that she said she got the job because she was Black. That's what she said, and that was the problem with everybody.
It's not Maria Taylor know her shit. It's just
exactly,
you're Black.
And she even said, like, she does football and basketball, but you said she got the job because she was Black and because of the Black Lives Matter movement. You said that, and that's what the problem. Everybody is looking at you crazy because why? Because Maria Taylor is a great reporter, period. We've seen her put in the work. She's been on ESPN for like 8 years at this point, been on every show. She does College Game Day. She's been everywhere. So to say that she only got the job, but only because of her skin color, is crazy. But I want to just hop back to the point of you with ESPN and saying the job aspect. Why does there only have to be one woman at the top of ESPN? Why can't there be more than one spot at the head table? Is what I would ask ESPN at the same time. So we can say Rachel Nichols. We can say Rachel Nichols is wrong about what she's saying, but it's a question that needs to be asked of why does there only have to be one person getting all of the head duties? Why can't it be two women, or why can't there be multiple women getting in these top spots at these big companies? Why is there only one spot for women in general? When we see hella male positions open up, but we only see one female position with this hierarchy. It doesn't make sense.
It's the point she made in the recording. She said this too. She gave a little hint at it when she said, we all know the shitty track record that this company has with diversification as a woman. Like, that's what she said. As a woman, I know that firsthand. So I think the male aspect of it is like they don't want women to. I feel like these corporations are still ultimately ran by older white men and have that patriarch mindset of, yeah, we'll allow women to get a little bit further than they usually do, but at the end of the day, this is mostly a male arena that we're dealing with.
But that's the conversation we need to start having, though. Why is there only one Highlander? Why is there only one Highlander for women when there's multiple males that can get their spot took?
It could definitely it's a conversation that definitely needs to be had, but I'm glad we're at least getting one at the moment. It might be a couple years before we get 2 or 3, but right now we got one. I'm not saying let's just be happy with what we got, but it is a situation where let's be grateful for the slow stepping stones that we're getting, whether it's Maria Taylor, whether it's Doris Burke, whether it's Rachel Nichols, whether it's Candace Parker, or somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it. What's her name? Taylor Rooks. Whether it's any of them, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, let's be happy that we're making slow progress. But we just can't have situations like this with Rachel Nichols. I agree that ESPN, just like so many other of these major corporations, need to do better with diversification, whether it's race or sex. But if you gonna act like you with us, you got to be with us for real behind closed doors. Like, don't act like you with us when the camera's on and you live on TV and you want to, showboat that you're cool with all these players and stuff, but when it get down to the get down, you ain't with your job being given up. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it was even crazier that later in the conversation, both of them were talking about Black Lives Matter. I think the dude she was talking to ended up saying that, man, I'm exhausted about the Black Lives Matter and the Me Too movement, and she started laughing. I thought that was more worrisome than what she said about Maria Taylor, because I'm like, you laughing about the movement, and how are 2 white people exhausted over black problems? Like,
that didn't tired of it, bro.
Bro, they tired of black problems. We getting killed on a weekly basis, daily basis, but they tired, though.
They want us to shut up and stop complaining and just deal with whatever the fuck going on with us. That's what they want. They really want us to shut up and not be worried. They don't want us to be worried. They don't want us to be conscious. They don't want us to try to be proactive. They really just want us to shut the fuck up and just take whatever America give us.